Yo, what is up, my people? Just waking up, and today I'm gonna be explaining exactly how this whole encounter works. I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know. I'm not trying to keep no strats from you. I want you guys to be able to do this with your group. That's my goal. That's why I make these videos, okay? So first, we're gonna start off with, this is gonna be not for every group. Not every group is gonna be able to do this. You're gonna need to have builds, okay? DPS builds. And I'm gonna tell you what I suggest. But as you can see, we just finished these dudes in less than like 40 seconds, less than a minute. You know what I mean? And it's absolutely crazy. And I hope you guys enjoy, all right? Let's get it. All right, family, here we go, man. You can absolutely do it like 100 times faster if you set everything up and do it correctly. All right, I'm gonna show you what you need right now and what I highly suggest. Okay, all right, my people, here we are at the base of operations, and this is the build that I want to show you guys. If you don't already know, you can check out my TU9 DPS build for a template of how to make this build. I would also suggest that you have one person out of the 8 from the raid running BTSUs, because we're going to use transference overclock. Okay, whenever we detonate a hive, is going to grant all of our allies a overcharge for 15 seconds only. Okay, but 15 seconds, as you saw, is long enough of a window to destroy the enemies. Okay, this buff is on cooldown for 2 minutes after you use it the first time, so use it wisely. All right, you have one shot at it, and you know, I suggest you use it the way that I'm going to explain to you. All right, so I have a vigilance backpack. I suggest, like most of the team, 7 other players rock similar stats as far as like vigilance and sacrifice. That way you could get that super fat damage. And then right here we have a named item, Fox Prayer knee pads, that give you damage out of cover and rifle damage. Okay, so Seska, you could change up the mask for a crit hit damage mask, like whatever you want. Grupo or Third Providence is up to you, really. I have a damage to health mask because I run this build through the whole raid from beginning to end, so that's the only reason I'm using y'all. You don't have to use y'all on this part. So right here we have a rifle with boomerang. That way I could get those shots back and keep that magazine super fat. And then ranger right here for when I'm super far from the enemy. I just switch over to ranger and it amplifies my damage by 2% for every 5 meters. So that's some nice damage usually. Okay, all right, so 7 people should be only one person runs this build. Okay, and then everybody else should be having something like this. You know what I mean? One person out of the group needs to run Overwatch. Okay, and the reason that you're gonna run Overwatch is because Overwatch is gonna give you weapon damage. All right, so one person is gonna stay in cover from the beginning, and that's gonna increase everybody's weapon damage by 12%. Okay, as long as they stay in cover, and you only need one of those in the group. All right, so since there's 2 groups, there's gonna be group A and group B. I suggest having 2 people with opportunistic, one on the left side, one on the right. That's just my opinion. And opportunistic, every time you hit the boss with a marksman rifle, you're gonna go ahead and give 10% amplified damage to everybody. Okay, so every source is gonna have 10% amplified damage, all right, for 5 seconds. So the guy could just keep tagging them with this backpack. Really nasty backpack. And you know, I highly suggest that you use this the correct way. All right, other than that, I showed you the 2 talents that you need on the team to increase your damage overall. I'm going to introduce to you now the specs. Okay, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is super simple. Okay, you need to have, you have 2 teams. All right, you have 8 players. You have team 1 that you're going to see on the left, subgroup A. You're going to have subgroup 2, team 2. Okay, B. All right, subgroup B or whatever, subgroup 2. Right there, you want to have the teams synergized. Okay, you need the first team to have 4 different specializations. All right, the reason is because that's increased damage you're gonna get. All right, so if you guys are like, damn, I'm lacking damage still, yeah, you're lacking damage because you're not doing it properly. Okay, so right here we have, if you're close to your teammate that has on sharpshooter, you're gonna get this buff right here. Okay, all group members that are closer to enemies, then you get 10% headshot damage. All right, so for you to use this, you have to use it properly. All right, so you have to like stand in certain spots, and you know, the next one is demolitionist. Okay, so group members gain 5% damage to out of cover targets. All right, so if you have one of these on both teams, You know what I mean? They're gonna go ahead and give you a super strong buff to your team. And right here we have our allies deal 10% damage to enemies that are within 10 meters of you. Okay, so you could set those two dudes, the dude from subgroup A and the dude from subgroup B. You could put them in the front, literally where the mini bosses jump down before Weasel, and you'll get that 10% extra damage. That's easily like 70% or whatever, you know, for the whole team. That's a lot of damage in my opinion. Okay, and you could check out what else you like, you know, if there's any other specs that you might feel like you could use yourself, you know, just check everything out. You know, you might like something, and you feel me, I like this. Even though you got to have this target on status effect, I run survivalist from the beginning to the end. Okay, and the reason that I do it is because you get this status effect bonus, but also at the end I get to use my crossbow on Razorback, and we never have to worry about the backside, and it's super simple. Okay, so that's why I've been doing it lately. I've been running survivalist from beginning to the end personally. All right, and those are the builds. If you guys wanted to, you could use the aces build. You know, whatever you feel like you want to use, 3 or 4 aces, any headshot build will do. And then you want to go ahead and use a nemesis, no doubt. This is gonna smack. I highly suggest a SVD with nemesis. That way you can like pump out that crazy damage, especially if you're running opportunistic for the team, right? Which somebody is gonna have to run. And if you wanted to, you can run 4 aces or however you want to do it. You could also run the chest that gives you focus, right, and destroy the enemies. But yeah, the choice is all yours, how you want to run your sniper build and do your damage. All right, so I'm gonna try to break down a little bit more exactly how everything goes. Okay, one more time, and then that should be the video for today. We'll catch you later over on Twitch, and we'll be doing Division for a few hours, and then we're gonna switch over to GTA around, I want to say around 5 p.m. Eastern. All right. All right, so here I got some gameplay that I wanted to show you guys. All right, so this is side A and the opposite side is B. And then as I explained to you guys, you want to have team A with the different setups. That way you get the different buffs. And I'm just explaining to you how to be a better team, you know? Right here, we don't have all the buffs. This was actually our first speed run as a clan a few days ago. And, you know, I'm using this footage to show you. But yeah, so once everybody's in this room, it'll open up. You want to have, it's up to you if you want to stack 5 on B and 3 on A, but I usually just stack 4 and 4. So one group on one side, one group on the other. All right, on this part right here, I'm gonna wait usually until he turns on the button and the guy's jumping down. Okay, you could do it before the guy jumps down and kill him up top, but I like to do it like, you know, after the button is pressed. I have 3 people post first, only 3. Okay, if your team has better DPS, you could do only 2 posts and then 6 when the big boss falls down. All right, there's 3 bosses on this phase. There's 2 mini bosses, 1 on each side. Okay, 1 on subgroup A side, 1 on subgroup 2 side B. All right, so when those bosses drop, you're gonna have 3 posts. I usually call out who I want to have those posts. So right here, I usually say like me, Alpha, and Ronin, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hit the post after after it starts. So me, Alpha, and Vanitas. All right, so right here, boom. So now we press our button, and this is as soon as this guy's dropped. All right, so you could do it before, it's up to you. I try to extend the buff as long as I can. All right, now you just gotta melt him, do your headshots, and then right here we got the next boss coming out. All right, so this is literally like 2 seconds that we just killed this guy. We still have all this buff to go. This is the buff you're looking for right here. This is the BTSU buff. Okay, this is when you know when to post. All right, so now I'm missing a bunch of buffs. Okay, I'm missing opportunistic, I'm missing Overwatch, I'm literally missing every like 3 subclasses. Dude, I can be doing, this team can be doing so much more damage. But you know, I'm happy with where we're at. I know we're just starting, and I can't wait to see where we go from here. Okay, so right here we're gonna go ahead and show you. All right, let's go on to the next one. Post, guys, everybody. All right, so right here we have 5 posts out. And I'm not even hitting every headshot. I'm not even doing like the best display of gameplay right here. And you can see that as a team, this is still super like possible. If this team did it on like literally their first try together, I'm sure that you guys will be able to smoke this the way that I'm teaching you right now with the buffs, with everything that you need. And I want you guys to succeed like my team succeeds. and we slap this content. Okay, guys. So I personally don't know how they feel, the developers, about the scanner post. It is very powerful. You know, I enjoy it. They tend to take stuff that we enjoy from us a lot because, you know, it just doesn't fit the ideals of the game, you know, for them. And for most people, you know, this seems kind of busted, right? So, you know, we'll see what happens. But for now, enjoy it. This is not any type of exploit. This is just straight playing the game the way it's intended and, you know, better. So if they make any changes, they're going to tell us what they think. And you know what I'm saying? I think it would suck if it was only one scanner post that worked off overcharge. And you know what I mean? That's just my opinion. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. I value you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love y'all, man. Catch y'all later. Peace, baby. When you grab the rope from now on, okay?
Oh, okay.
Not before.
Because I don't know the exact.
Yeah, nah, we're all learning together, bro. We got this.